People ask me a lot of questions about diet on a daily basis, from what they should and shouldn't be eating to the importance of things like calories, micronutrients, and polyphenols, and even how to support a healthy gut with food. And that's what I want to talk to you about today, how the foods you eat can support your gut, especially one very important type of food, prebiotics. So, what the heck are prebiotics anyway? Well, to really talk about prebiotics, first I need to talk about probiotics. You know, the beneficial bacteria living inside your gut right this very second. Well, all those billions of probiotics are living things, meaning they need nourishment to thrive. And prebiotics are the number one food your gut bugs need to thrive. Think of it this way. Probiotics plant the seeds of your gut garden, and prebiotics water them. So if you're already taking a probiotic or eating probiotic-rich foods like sauerkraut, miso, or yogurt, unless you're also incorporating prebiotics into your routine, you might not be doing enough. So how can you make sure you're getting enough prebiotics into your diet? Well, one way is through supplementation. That's actually the reason I created one of my most popular formulas, Prebio Thrive. You can learn more about it by clicking the link in the description below. And whether you use Prebio Thrive or not, I also suggest incorporating prebiotic foods into your diet regularly. These are foods that are high in gut-friendly prebiotic fiber, so they nourish your gut buddies while filling you up. Now, these days you might notice more foods labeled prebiotic in grocery stores, and I'm thrilled about that because it means research about prebiotics is finally becoming more mainstream. But a lot of commercially available prebiotic foods have one big problem. They're also loaded in sugars, unnecessary additives, and lectins. So, if you want to enjoy the benefits of prebiotic fiber without a bunch of nasty stuff gumming up the works, here are 5 fantastic prebiotic foods I love. They're incredibly delicious, easy to find, and safe on my diet plan. Personally, I incorporate them into my daily routine with Prebio Thrive to make sure my gut gets plenty of what it needs to thrive. Okay, prebiotic food number 1, flaxseed. Not only is it a great source of fiber, but it's also rich in healthy omega-3 fats and protein, making flaxseed one of the best prebiotic foods. It's great to bake with, and you can use it instead of breadcrumbs for a tasty, healthy breading on pasture-raised chicken or wild-caught seafood. Or, if you want something simpler, try mixing it into your favorite stir-fry, sprinkling it on top of coconut yogurt, or simply blending it in with your favorite smoothie. It's great in ProPlan. Just be aware, flaxseed can go rancid pretty quickly due to its high fat content. So, buy it whole and grind it yourself in a coffee or spice grinder. You can also store it in the fridge or freezer to keep it fresh longer. Okay, let's talk about my second prebiotic food, artichokes. Now, artichokes have a bad reputation for being hard to prepare because there's a lot of fancy knife work involved when you buy a whole artichoke from the produce section. So how can you incorporate these powerhouse vegetables into your weekly meal prep without spending hours in the kitchen? Well, I almost never buy fresh artichokes. Instead, I stock up on frozen artichoke hearts at my local store. Or I go for artichokes canned in brine. Just make sure to read the label to make sure there's no sugar added. Using canned or frozen artichokes eliminates a lot of the tedious prep work and makes it super simple to add these prebiotic-rich veggies to just about any dish. Personally, I love them roasted with olive oil and garlic, sautéed, or even breaded in tapioca flour and pan-fried. Now, my third prebiotic superfood does require a little bit of prep work, but the good news is they're not difficult to cook with. I'm talking about leeks. They're a cousin of onions, and if you're not already using leeks in your cooking, you should be. They're easy to cook with, delicious, and great for your gut. Now, like onions, leeks have tons of layers because of the way they grow, sometimes dirt gets trapped between the layers. So before you cook with them, slice them in half the long way and rinse thoroughly in cold water to get any grit out. Then go ahead and chop them up, cook them, and use your cooked leeks anywhere you'd use cooked onions. They're great in omelets, salads, soup, or even as a salad topping. Now, my fourth prebiotic food is something people either love or absolutely hate. I'm talking about okra. Sure, okra can be a little slimy, but it's an awesome source of prebiotic fiber, and it's delicious when prepared correctly. And yes, you can get rid of the slime if you cook it right. Just saute it over very high heat or toss it with olive oil and roast at 400 degrees until crispy. If you want a recipe, there's one here on my YouTube channel. I'll link to it in the description below. Now, I know in a lot of the country it's hard to find fresh okra, especially in the winter. But there's good news. Frozen okra is available in most grocery stores and it's just as good. Make sure to thaw it and pat it dry before cooking to cut down on the slime factor. Now, it used to be pretty hard to find my fifth and final prebiotic food in a grocery store. But these days I've seen it everywhere, from Whole Foods to Walmart to Costco. I'm talking about jicama. This root veggie is deliciously crunchy and it tastes like a cross between an apple and a potato. Jicama is great to cook with as it stays nice and crisp in a stir fry or saute. But jicama also tastes great raw. It's good shredded into a slaw, chopped with cilantro and onion in a salsa, or cut into matchsticks or chips and used to scoop up guacamole. Try it raw with a little lime juice or hot sauce. It's so good and really refreshing when served cold. So there you have it, my top 5 favorite prebiotic foods. Along with Prebio Thrive, I try to incorporate at least one of these into my diet most days of the week. Because they're more than just delicious, they're great for keeping my gut buddies happy. And I strongly encourage you to do the same, because I'm Dr. Gundry, and I'm always looking out for you and your gut buddies.